Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. OMG, these Karen types are everywhere, but the manager did good. Don't feel bad for her, OP. Regardless of if it was you or wasn't an employee, she shouldn't have acted that way to another person, and straight up lying makes her the a-hole. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. German lady wanted to get me fired in another store. I live in Germany, work in an electronics shop. I was quickly grabbing something to eat on my break in a supermarket called Aldi, and while I stopped somewhere next to a high shelf, an old lady, maybe around 70 years old, asked me if I can give her a box that was at the very top of the shelf. I'm a very kind soul and tried to get the box, but I'm 1.5 meters big, so I'm very small and couldn't reach it. I even jumped, but I still couldn't get the box. I told her I can't reach it and she should ask someone else, and walked slowly away while looking at my phone. The lady yelled at me, "Excuse me? You don't want to help me? Give me the manager, quick!" Well, the lady didn't notice that I don't work in the Aldi and had something else as a work outfit than the workers in the Aldi. The Aldi work outfit is mostly light blue, but mine is navy blue/dark blue with an orange star on the chest. The fact that the lady didn't know I'm a daily customer and the manager knows me and likes me a lot, I did like the lady told me. I brought her the manager, but told him beforehand that the lady's rude and mad. The manager heard her side of the story while she was lying, that I cursed at her, did look on my phone while work, and don't care about customer wishes. Her words, "You should fire her. I could have had a heart attack because of your bad employee." After that, the manager said, "That's sad, but this girl did never work in my company. I don't know why you call out one of my dear regular customers. This girl is every day here and the nicest person who never swears in front of people." He called the security and told her that she's not allowed to shop in this mall anymore. She was like load air horn yelling and crying at the same time, still screaming at me but crying to shop in that Aldi again. The whole time I was pretty chilled and enjoyed the show. At the end, when she got escorted out, I even waved and smiled at her. When I told the story to my boss, he went to the supermarket, watched the security cam footage, and came back laughing. The last 4 hours of my shift, my boss sent me home and told me that I deserved that. Afterwards, I thought about this situation, and maybe the lady saw a person in a blue shirt and assumed that this person, me in that moment, works there. On the other hand, she could ask if this person works in the store. This is not a stupid question. It's a totally casual one, because everyone can be a customer or on break. And our second story. Tell the driver he's terrible. Yes, of course. Many years ago, husband and I worked at the same company, but in completely different departments. Husband worked in sales as a salesman/driver, taking out products on his own local route. There was 13 other local routes in that department, fresh product delivered daily. The customer base on my husband's department is a small business, corner shops, sandwich shops, takeouts, eateries, that kind of thing. These small customers would have orders ranging from $10 to $50 at a time. I worked in the offices, predominantly working with the distance national and international customers, very large businesses in the food industry that most people have certainly heard of for frozen product delivery. Their orders were in the range of $80,000 to $100,000 per month, ordering pallets over pallets of product. I managed their orders and the accounts, doing the aged debt collecting on those. One thing I learned at this place that has stayed true at every other job I've had, the small fry customers are the only ones that complain the most and the loudest. Due to the nature of the job, I had to take phone calls, a mixture of the large customers haggling to pay their debts later, sprinkled with the local corner shops calling to complain. Took a call one morning from Karen, of course, complaining that her delivery was short, the driver is horrible and a piece of work and should be fired. She's always having the same problem with this driver. He's never on time, he's surly, rude, and that I should tell the driver to buck his ideas up or they're never ordering product from us again. He made some choice words about the driver, screaming, swearing, the whole 9 yards. I asked the business name and the business location. The location by the area tells me which route they're on before I even look up their account. Once I have the business name, I already recognize them as a problem customer. They've actually been moved from one neighboring route to another due to issues. Read, many sales drivers refusing to have anything more to do with them. Karen continues to rant while I do due diligence to look up their account. Karen, so what are you going to do about it? I want the driver reprimanded immediately. My order was short of this product and that product. He was late. He wouldn't comp/refund the missing products. He's a C word and an F word, blah, blah, blah. Me. Well, I'm super sorry about that. Let me fix this for you. I see your order here on my screen, and I also see your handwritten faxed order that was scanned in. Those products aren't on your order, I'm afraid. The driver can't credit items that were not ordered. Karen. Yes, I did. I want compensation, and the driver fired. Me. I see. Let me dig into this a little further. Right. I see there's been a lot of credits in your account already, also lining up to your orders that didn't include those credited products in the past. That's rather odd. Important to note, it was normal for the local drivers to sometimes put in credits to keep the smaller customers quiet and on board. Sometimes production issues happen, ordered products are short or not available that day. The business had a whole philosophy that the customer was always right and to keep them happy. I was in the business for debt collecting, completely opposite to that. I had the power to place customers on hold. They got nothing until they paid up. I noticed that this customer hasn't paid their bill for over 6 weeks. They now fall under my remit. Karen, your driver's lying. I know what I've ordered. Your drivers are always doing this. He was a rude F word. I want the driver reprimanded and fired, or I'm never ordering again. Given that they've been a problem account for quite some time, I decide to comply. Me. I'll follow this up for you. I can't speak to the driver right now as they're out delivering, but I will reprimand the driver tonight over dinner at home. Karen. Silence at first. Wait, what? My husband is 6'2", built like a brick outhouse. He isn't a doormat, but is also the most chill and least rude person I've ever known. Me. We take this very seriously and don't wish to lose your business. We're very sorry to hear you're unsatisfied, and I do see that you've had similar problems in the past. Unfortunately, I don't have the authority to fire my husband, but here's what I can do. As your account is now in age debt, I will place your deliveries on hold, and I promise you won't see that driver until the account is fully audited and paid in full. Karen. He's your husband? I don't think we need to go that far. Me. He is, but that isn't relevant. I insist we look into your complaint and take it seriously. I'll order a personal audit of your account, as all these credits for product not included in your past orders is concerning. I'll get this all straightened out for you. If you decide to take your business elsewhere after the audit is complete and the account settled, we'll be sorry to see you go, but completely understand your stance if we can't find a resolution. Karen sputters, mumbles that it's all okay. She was having a bad day, and it's not that bad. Me. I know, don't worry. Let me audit this and get you a final correct total, and the driver won't bother you again until the account is square and you're happy with the service. Aftermath. Customer's aged bill came in at $150 more for items that were credited to keep them happy and quiet. When she still insisted to complain that they were not getting product they did not order in the first place and tried to make out my other half as terrible at his job, they didn't get any orders till the account was paid in full, and customer never made a peep again. Husband continued to deliver to them after the audit and settling the bill, and always walked in there with a big smile. Moral of the story be careful who you lie and complain to, because that's going to bite you in the butt one day. I can't remember who said it, but I love the quote, "The squeaky wheel doesn't always get the grease. Sometimes it gets replaced." And our last story. Rejected the idea of an American-style HOA. I live in Germany and am a house owner in a small, quiet community of about 25 houses, mostly families or older people whose children have moved out. I grew up in this community and have taken the house over from my parents. Over the years, the community has changed quite a bit, and especially in the past 3 to 4 years, we've had more and more conflicts. Most of the time, it comes down to families with kids versus elderly families without kids. Stuff like kids playing on the street, kids being loud outside. Another big point is that the house and garden designs. Some families have big barbecue places in their garden, or swimming pools, or swing sets, and so on. A family recently painted their house in a pastel color. This is often a point of conflict, as some people claim it devalues the neighborhood. One of my closer neighbors has recently started campaigning for a legal construct in the way of American homeowner associations. He specifically refers to that. Essentially, he wants all the neighbors to sign a legal contract that would force them to comply to certain rules set by an elected committee. He introduced this to a smaller group of neighbors, including me, during a dinner. The way he described it made it sound like a wonderful idea that benefits everyone, except that I have known him for years and my family had quite a few conflicts with him when I was a child. So during the dinner, I pretty much immediately shot down the idea that I would never sign up for something like this and would actively advise others against it. Things got heated and he demanded to know why I would want our neighborhood to turn into a trash pile. So I brought up all the times he expressed his hatred for kids playing, for any decoration, design, garden that he deemed an abomination, the fact that he got kicked out of a Schreber garden committee for being too much of a rules freak. Yes, I know it was pretty much a personal attack, but I honestly think he's a horrible person. My wife and I got kicked out of the dinner, of course. She later told me while she agreed with me I should have been nicer and that his plan probably wouldn't work that way. Another neighbor who I consider a good friend also mentioned that the whole thing probably wouldn't even work legally. I don't know and don't really care if it's legal, if it's feasible, if it'll probably not work out. I think people like that sometimes need to be called out, and this judgmental elitist attitude is just god-awful. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.